introducing Miss Katie Cooper and Rachel Merks with the Home Sweet Home Group. Let's find out about you two lovely ladies today. Tell me who you are and how y'all met.
I'm Katie Cooper, and I was working at Keller Williams, and I kind of needed some help with some different things real estate related, and I came across Rachel's information, and so we started kind of working together on a temporary basis.
I'll tell you the real story. So I'm Rachel Merks. I got my license in February of 2014, and I went to work for Keller Williams. And about a month after being on with Keller Williams, I see a thing come across that says, looking for an open house hostess this weekend. And I said, I'll do it. So I just take that open house, and I get a call from a lady that says, hey, you said you wanted my open house. Do you have a Supra to open the door? Yes, ma'am, I do. Well, do you have open house signs? I said, well, I don't, but I can go get some. Well, do you know where to get them? I'm like, yeah, the HAR office. Do you know where it's located? I'm like, yes, I know where it's located. So she proceeds to tell me a little bit about the house and the open house and everything. And I hang up from her and I turn to my husband and I say, I've made a terrible mistake. This lady's a bitch.
Yeah. But I wasn't a bitch.
No.
I was used to, my office was near kind of like the agent onboarding office, and so people would go do their onboarding stuff, and then they would come to my office and they would ask me crazy questions. And so I was used to all of these crazy questions, and I was like, since she's new, I've got to make sure she can do it right.
9 years later, I totally understand.
9 years later, probably 2 years later, you started getting it.
Maybe 2 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because we go through real estate school and we really do not learn how to do the business. Right. You really got to get into the business, and you got to dig your feet in, and you've got to do all kinds of training and transactions and stuff like that before you ever really realize how you're doing this business, right? And so years later, she understood where I was coming from because I was so used to agents not knowing what they were doing.
So tell me, how did the Home Sweet Home Group come about?
Okay, so originally we were called the Katie Cooper team. It was just, I had left the original brokerage that I was with to go to Keller Williams to build a team. And so started with the Katie Cooper team naturally, but as I expanded and we brought on Rachel and then we brought on Brittany, it kind of became a situation where, unlike most team leaders, I didn't want the brand to be centered around me. I want it to be centered around the focus of a home sweet home, right? And so we started our team, the Home Sweet Home Group, at Keller Williams.
No, you're not telling the truth. You started Texas Home Divas first.
Well, we should just skip over that portion.
We went through a rebranding crisis.
A crisis, yes, but we fixed it really quick.
Really quick.
Yeah, we fixed it really quick.
Wait. What was the first name?
Texas Home Divas.
Okay,
Don't
Home
we
Sweet
look
Home
like
Group is
divas?
way better.
Yeah, and we were kind of going through a crisis, and I, out of nowhere, got a text message from a website seller that said homesweethomegroup.com is available, and I was like, this is it.
And she says, Rachel, will you kill me if we rebrand again? And I said, no, I don't care. I hate the name we currently have.
So we branded as a Home Sweet Home Group. We were still at Keller Williams for probably a year or so after that.
Yeah, maybe right at a year.
And then we were all sitting one day, and we were just kind of we kind of wanted to do something on our own. We wanted to do something a little different. And so we did.
Yeah, Katie came to me and said, I have a crazy idea. I think I want to open my own brokerage, and will you go with me? I said, where else am I going to
go? You're stuck with me now.
Here we are. We just entered our 5th year.
5th year. That's super exciting.
That's crazy.
So going into 2023, are y'all planning on bringing on new agents?
We are, yes. We've consistently brought on more agents since we opened.
Without recruiting.
We don't
very
really
naturally
actively recruit. It's just, we are a fun group. I feel like we offer a model that is a little bit different than some of the other brokerages in that you get a lot of back-end support with us. And we have a lot of systems in place that if you go to a bigger brand, you'd have to put those systems in place yourself. So some of the stuff that we have. And so recruiting has just kind of happened naturally. We don't necessarily actively go out and push people to come to the brokerage. We just share what's in our heart and we share what the model is. And then if they want to join, great.
Well, it's something we field of dreams. If you build it, they will come.
We build it, they will come.
That's what we've done here, right?
Okay.
So if there's an agent out there that is thinking of switching, brokerages and they're at, one of the bigger name brokerages right now, what do you think that y'all could offer differently than they have in place?
Back-end support for sure, marketing support. When you come into opening your own business in the real estate industry, you're kind of a business owner, right? And so you've got to wear a lot of hats. You got to wear your buyer's agent hat. You've got to wear your listing agent hat. You got to wear your I'm working with tenants and landlords hat. You've got your marketing hat, your management hat, your operations, your compliance, different things, right? Well, so what we've tried to do, brainstorming with the Home Sweet Home group, is get a lot of those systems in place for our agents so that they don't have to come in and do all of that themselves, and they can just focus on wearing the I work with clients hat.
I'll tell you something you're not going to find anywhere else, and that is a broker that cares about their agents the way that our broker cares about her agents. Everything she does, and this comes, I know I'm a huge bias, but this comes from somebody who's worked with her for 9 years now. And there's nothing she does that is not focused on helping everyone, not just putting money in her pocket, not just making herself bigger and better, but to make everyone as a whole bigger and better.
And successful.
And successful.
Right. So a lot of the systems and a lot of the tools that we put into place, I feel like we do it to make everyone successful and not just...
And there's not a selfish bone in her body. You will find brokers that they've got themselves in mind at all times. And that's just not how she operates. And I'd put money on it. You won't find one that's better. Thank you.
So aside from agents, let's talk a little bit about your clients. So what do you think a client would be standing out to choose Home Sweet Home Group to buy or sell with them? Like what do you think we offer?
Well, we have our whole heart in it, right? I mean, we are not focused on numbers. We're not focused on selling a certain amount of listings or helping a certain amount of buyers or whatever. We're not up making calls for 2 or 3 hours a day to random people trying to assist them in buying and selling a house. We're more focused on coming from the heart, working with the people that we know and love, meeting new people that become a part of our circle, and taking good care of them. And with us, you get transaction leadership with an involved broker who's been doing it for about 15 or 16 years, and a trainer who's been doing it for 9 years. So you get a lot of experience.
People can smell commission a mile away. When someone's just out there looking to make money off of you, it's pretty evident. And it's just not the way we operate. It's not the way we train. You're also not going to find agents that are more educated, because that is something we take a lot of pride in, is making sure agents are competent in what they're doing, even if they're brand new. You're going to find agents in our office that have 1 year experience, that have more knowledge than people that have been doing this 10 plus years, because they're not receiving the same amount of education.
We're making sure that they're getting into the right classes and they're getting into the right training with us, so that they know how to write a contract, so that they know how to negotiate a contract, so that they know how to, making sure that they know all of the documents that they need to fall in line with the TREC guidelines. And just so many different things. Like we have a class that when new agents come on, we call it Buyer Seller 101, where we take them through a transaction from you initiating the lead all the way to closing, so that the agent understands all of those steps. And a lot of this isn't stuff that you get. I didn't get it at other places. So we share a lot of knowledge.
Fantastic. Well, thank you so much, ladies with the Home Sweet Home Group. Yay!